Let's get it. So much news, so little time. I hope everyone is doing well. Looks like, man, we got some updated information about the jobs numbers and the economy. It looks like the Fed will be dropping rates very soon. It's not looking ideal, but we're going to get into that. It looks like there's a new thing happening with Gary Gensler and some missing text messages. There's a lot of people on X saying that there's some foul play there. We're going to talk about that. I got some XRP news and updates. Some new things that I'm putting some money into. I'll show you that here towards the kind of middle to the chat. And just overall try to answer some questions and have a little bit of fun. Yeah. Hope everyone is doing well. Let's see. We've got Jordan here first. What's up, Jordan? Great to see you, dude. Let's see here. Obsidian Portal Sensei, I just want to say I appreciate all your efforts to inform the community and not just on XRP, but the fundamentals of crypto. I've learned so much because of your hard work. Man, that means so much to me. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here and thank you for your support. We got Ariana LAX keeping the chat safe. Great to see you guys. Obviously, if you're just coming in, if you want to, you can retweet out the space. You can like the space, whatever you want to do. All good. Let's see here. J Rowe says, at this point, I believe XRP is the magic genie in a bottle, and it's not just a myth. It will be tapped for the next 1,000 years, but ultimately, it's the endless fantasy coin. There's some truth in what you're saying there, man. There's a lot of truth in what you're saying there. Jay Harris in the channel. What's up, Jay? Been a great journey. Love the channel. Love to have you here, Jay. Nice to see you, man. Friend, what's up, friend? You're the best. Oh, man, I appreciate you being here. Jazzabar, one of my favorites. Good morning. Good morning. Great to see you. Oh, man. All right, I can say hi to you guys for like forever, but let's just get into a few things here. So we got some housekeeping I want to go through really quickly. So listen, it's up to you what you guys want to do with your life and how you protect your assets and all of these things. I did decide to work with a company called Cape, and these guys are a mobile phone provider. I did a video on them and why I think they're incredibly interesting. If you missed that video or you didn't see it, I just want to just show you this because as our crypto becomes more valuable, you will be a target by people trying to take what's yours. It is just how the game is rigged. And if you're not already targeted in your email or on Discord or on YouTube or on X by scammers, you know what's coming. So I thought this was a really unique company. It's not really in the crypto space, right? So it's not a token or anything like that. It's an actual company providing self-service here in the United States. And I think they do have some other stuff, but here, look at this. Cape is America's privacy-first mobile carrier. They work with Proton, Electronic Frontier Foundation, Graphene OS, and this is the reason why I liked working with this company, okay? This is what like AT&T and Verizon, all these other companies that we get cell service through, this is the information that they collect on us. Name, payment info, ID, address, date of birth, email, phone number, and ID, and then of course, mother's maiden name is often something else that they track. And this information is out there in the ether. How many times have we gotten emails saying that our information was hacked or stolen or something happened? These people only track the phone number. And I just think this is a really great, cool and upcoming company. You know, they have people from like ex-Palantir, ex-Uber, ex-Facebook. And I think this company is going to be something. You can check like where your service is if you're interested. They do have some service looks up here in Canada as well, and some down here in Mexico. But definitely, if you're interested, they do have a special. Switch the Cape, and you can basically get the first month for $30 using my code if you're interested. I just think this is something that more and more people are going to move to. I've been talking to my wife about possibly moving to Cape. This is something I am really considering using to protect myself and my future assets. You can actually join their referral program. And if you invite a friend or family member and they stay on, you get $10 per person. So, once the trial's done, it's $99 a month for, unlimited calls and texts. And if you invite, 9 people, your service is pretty much free. 9 or 10 people, it's free. So they have a pretty cool, referral program. If you're interested, take a look at Cape. I left some information down in the description. Also, I have on Tuesday, I'm going to have the Matthew Martins. He is the person that I've been dealing with at AccuPlan. I took the dive. I started saving for my retirement. I have been putting this off my entire life. It wasn't on purpose. I just was like, it's never the right time. I went through a lot of medical problems, and some of these years I was living paycheck to paycheck, and like I was extremely stressed out. Now I've started saving. They're going to come in. I'm actually saving XRP for my retirement, and they actually work with Coinbase. Any token on Coinbase, you can start saving in like an IRA. And so I'm going to have Matthew here on Tuesday to answer questions about this. But this is my journey. This is what I am doing. And man, I've had so many conversations with Matthew on the phone at this point. Every time I called this person, he's answered and got back to me. The customer service is awesome. There's more information about AccuPlan if you're interested in creating an account, but we'll have him here on Tuesday. All right. Another thing too, Tuesday, I will be in the 3 commas webinar. This is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in hanging out and joining the stream, please do. They're going to be going through their backtesting technology. 3 commas is probably one of the biggest blockchain advanced trading strategies and bots company out there. I think they have millions and millions of people using it. This is the webinar that I will be attending. So if you want to come hang out, if you want to learn about 3 commas, if you already are backtesting and having your own trade strategies, maybe you want to submit it, they can do that too. This is going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you can join me on Tuesday. This will be at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, enough with the collaborations and partnerships. Those are just some companies that I truly like. All right, this is interesting, right? Tether CEO says that they're going to be investing in gold mining. So listen, they'll invest billions in gold mining. They'll invest billions of dollars in Bitcoin mining, but they won't invest $10 million into an audit. I don't know. I can't take this company seriously until they take their own stuff seriously. And so, damn, this is crazy. Did you guys see this? World Liberty Financial, they blacklisted Justin Sun's addresses. Did you hear this? This happened yesterday. This was crazy. Justin Sun responds as his World Liberty Financial addresses are being blacklisted. Our addresses only carried out a few general exchange deposit tests in very small amounts, followed by an address. No buying or selling was involved, so it could not have been any impact to the market. So I don't know if the World Liberty team thought Justin Sun was going to dump his tokens, but they blacklisted him. Check this out. After they did this, the token did go up in value a little bit. It jumped 8%, gaining 400 million in market cap after they froze Justin Sun's allocation. 540 million tokens, $101 million, and then 2.4 billion locked tokens. They locked all of this, is what I'm hearing. Here's the current token price for World Liberty Financial. Be careful. This token is mintable. This token is freezable. And if they don't like what you're doing, they will blacklist you. And then Justin Sun, for some weird reason, he's been trying to get back in good graces with these people. We believe U.S. listed crypto stocks are undervalued opportunity. I will market buy $10 million worth of alts and $10 million worth of World Liberty Financial. After he's blacklisted, they did this. And then this says whales keep bleeding on World Liberty Financial. One address just closed a long with 1.63 million in losses after a brutal 40% post-launch drop. Even a 47 million token burn couldn't stop the sell-off. Sentiment now ranks World Liberty Financial among the 10 most bearish tokens. Of course, this is this is a person's opinion. Looking at some of the analytics, some other people are still bullish on this. I just know there's people in my community that bought into this, that made some money off the initial. They got into the pre-sales, and now they're trying to wonder what to do here. I did find this extremely interesting, though. Here, I'll tell you this in a second. It says, this person says there are 2 camps now for Justin Sun and World Liberty Financial. The first one is angry at Justin Sun for potentially pushing the World Liberty Financial price down with users' funds, breaking promises and contracts. The other camp is angry at the Trumps for doing the same thing, that they blame banks. So this is freaking rich. Listen to this.
Got into crypto, and we're all in on crypto, and we're doing American Bitcoin, and we have World Liberty Finance, and USD1 was because there was a time, and probably I'd been on this show, where I could call any single banker in New York City. They'd pick up the phone. I'd be able to get a loan for whatever real estate project I was doing across the street. Then we got into politics, and all of a sudden, they wouldn't take your call. Right. You couldn't get financing. We were debanked. And what I realized, and my brother realized, because we were the recipients of every subpoena imaginable, was that, you know what, we were actually just the top of this sort of pyramid scheme that we.
Okay, so he goes on national TV to talk about being debanked, and this is why they created World Liberty Financial, only to debank the #1 holder. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you about that. Like, hypocrisy at its finest. Like you're telling the world, I've been debanked, and we're going to do this and create this next financial system, and it'll be there for everybody. It'll be there for everybody until somebody doesn't do something you don't like, and then you block the biggest holder, which is just, I don't know, man, entertainment. Anyways, my problem here is, where do you go from here? Like, other than Justin Sun trying to like kiss ass and come back and trying to be like, oh, you took away hundreds of millions of dollars from me, but I'm still going to, put $10 million into this. Like, what is going on there, right? Usually when somebody screws you out of hundreds of millions of dollars, you don't go the next day to kiss some butt, right? I don't know. There's something weird going on there, guys. I don't really love it. But my thing is, how do you get new investors into the token, right? Like, if you had $100 million, right? Obviously, you'd probably buy some XRP and some other stuff. But like, let's say you're looking at World Liberty Financial. Would you at all want to buy this token after they just did that to Justin Sun? Personally, I don't want to be anywhere near this. I know there's some people that are probably have opposite opinions of how I think. All good. You're here for my opinion. You're here for the information that I have. That is my opinion on the matter. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. Did the dude break the contract? It's hard, dude. It's hard to know. He moved some World Liberty tokens. He said that he moved some World Liberty tokens to some exchanges to see like if he could do it. And like there's not the official story, right? You're getting different things here. Anyways, this is some crazy stuff, dude. This is some crazy stuff. Jad Sensei, why are you regurgitating the same videos? Come on, bro. Listen, I understand that some videos I play clips that I have played previously, and I get that frustrates some people. But you have to understand that I'm not here to service just one area of XRP holders, right? It's not just I'm here to give information to advanced XRP holders. There's new people getting into the space every single day. And a lot of that information is valuable to those new people. And I'm always going to create content for everybody. And I appreciate your support. And listen, I understand your concern, and I get why you might be frustrated. When I start to play some clips that I've already played before, I try to tell people you can fast forward. But I got you, Jad. Thank you for your feedback, man. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. All right, man. This is some crazy stuff. We're Liberty guys. But this is the crypto space, and things are going to happen. Okay, now the other crazy story that's happening today. Let me just give you some context on this, okay? Nearly a year's worth of text messages from former SEC Chair Gary Gensler was permanently lost due to a series of avoidable technology and management failures within the SEC's Office of Information Technology, as detailed in September 2025 Inspector General Report. The messages covering October 18, 2022 to September 6, 2023 were lost after Gary Gensler's government-issued phone stopped syncing with the SEC's device management system and was mistakenly classified as inactive. How did they mistakenly classify the SEC director's phone as inactive? I don't understand that. But it says it triggered an automatic data wipe. When staff attempted to restore the device, a factory reset erased all text and operating logs with no backup available. And people are screaming foul on X right now. Listen.
We'll start off with my personal favorite story of the week. Gary Gensler's vanishing texts.
It's like a cartoon villain at this point.
Yeah. Literally. So what happened there? I'll give you a quick abridged version. Gary Gensler, former chair of the SEC, a bunch of his text messages from when he was chair have disappeared. An internal investigation conducted by the SEC Inspector General found that avoidable errors and a botched IT wipe of the former chairman's phone permanently deleted messages from October 2022 through September 2023. And if you think about that timeline, guys, right, that was really the height of the crypto crackdown the agency engaged in. And I think, as we've seen from people on Twitter's reaction, they're none too happy. I mean, we talk about confluence and conspiracy. We can talk about, coincidence, but it doesn't look so great for the former chairman. I don't know about how you guys feel about that.
Listen, if I'm deleting texts, there's a reason I'm deleting them. Whether or not I slipped a couple money to a IT guy, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't think it's the best look. And I know they reviewed about 1,500 messages that were recovered from colleagues and other records, and they determined that majority of them were federal records, and about 38% of the recovered texts were mission related concerning matters. But I just don't feel this is a good thing, obviously.
Listen, there is already concern about, government on both sides of the aisle being honest and open with the American people, or whatever country you live in. I'm sure, there's not a lot of trust there sometimes, especially with a lot of different things. And when, there's an Inspector General report and we want to see some of these messages and just to make sure there was no weird stuff going on, that was a full-fledged attack on the crypto industry. And, if there was some wrongdoing there, somebody needs to be held accountable for that wrongdoing. And deleting text just makes it seem like there's something else going on there. And I don't know, man. I don't love it. I really don't love it. What do you guys think about deleting text and these types of things? What do you guys think? Man, I saw a bunch of people coming in saying hello, what's up? Love to see you guys. Somebody retweeted the stream. Ace reposted the stream. Thank you, Ace. I really appreciate you, man. Let's see here. Max RMX says, same for me. You work so hard for us and because you understand better day after day what's going on with the digital industry. Thank you so much, man. I'm glad to have you here. Thank you so much. Lucas says, love the content. Thank you, Lucas. Checking in from Spain, man. Great to have you here, dude. I heard Spain is absolutely beautiful, dude. Thank you so much for being here. Here we go. We got somebody new to XRP space, and your videos help me so much. Thank you so much. Is it Naisha Major? Thank you for being here, Naisha. Thank you so much for being in the XRP army. We'd love to have you. You are among good people here. Thank you for being here, really. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Backpack. That's what I'm saying. You have such a cute PFP. What is that? Is that a little penguin or a little pengu? That's pretty cute. Oh, Chris Theodore's here. Great to see you, Chris. I've been seeing a lot of ETH hacks as well as operation mishaps. I can't imagine those build institutional trust. Yeah, dude. Yeah, what was that? I know what you're talking about. Hold on, let me see if I can find exactly what you're talking about. There was some ETH hacks, smart contracts. There was some weird stuff going on with Ethereum, right? Scammers are getting some stuff into Ethereum smart contracts. Yeah, Chris, thank you for bringing that up, dude. ETH hackers are hiding malware in Ethereum smart contracts, disguising malicious traffic as normal blockchain activity. This is not good, man. This is why institutions are obviously going to test multiple technologies, and this is why Ripple and the XRP ledger specifically serve institutions. Ethereum, there's going to have some questions here about what this could mean. And let me tell you, let me go through this. If you are a financial institution and you have tens of billions or hundreds of billions of dollars, are you really going to trust that money on Ethereum when there's obviously some weird stuff going on here? I think there's going to be some institutions having a board meeting and discussing, is this probably the safest place for our money? And I'd imagine some institutions are going to stay and some institutions are going to choose for a different technology. We'll have to see how all this plays out. I did need to get into some of this updated jobs growth as we, I'm not, let's just get into it, man. There's no way to sugarcoat this. This is what it is. Let's get into it. Jobs growth remained extraordinarily low in August at a 22K additional payroll additions. Obviously, this could get marked down. Let me just, did some of this, let me refresh some of this. Hold on. Hold on. I don't want us to talk about this yet. Hold on. Let's move this. Okay, here. Let's get into this right here. Okay. The U.S. has lost 42,000 manufacturing jobs since Liberation Day in April. Just going over that. The whole point of this was to bring manufacturing jobs back. We've lost 42,000 instead of bringing it back. Just try to be transparent with you with the information. And then Kobayashi letter says it keeps getting worse. The underemployment rate in the U.S. has jumped to 8.1%, marking the highest level since 2021. Why is this important? Underemployment counts involuntary part-time workers and those not currently looking for work but want a job. Millions of Americans have either given up their job search or they can only work part-time. This will soon be plus 10%. This is getting kind of scary, guys. This is absolutely insane. The U.S. revised June jobs lower for a second time in a row, negative 160,000 jobs. Now, the U.S. has officially lost 13,000 jobs in June, the first negative month since July 2021. This is bringing back some uncomfortable memories here. Shocking stat of the day, 10.5% of Americans aged 16 to 24, so our youth, are currently unemployed. I mean, this could be a bunch of different reasons. I remember when I was 16 to 24, I really wasn't caring about a job. I wanted to go out and have fun with my friends. I wanted to play video games, and I didn't really want to get into the real world. But opportunity for everyday people, everyday hardworking people is becoming less and less. Imagine now that AI is being introduced, right? I've been telling you this for the past year on these live streams. If you think that your job can be replaced by AI, you need to be spending time on AI every single day, perfecting your skills, because if and when your work decides to pick you or somebody else for whatever job that they are consolidating because of AI, if you have certain skills and you know how to use all of that, that is going to come in handy, and that might even get you paid more. So please take this very seriously. I'd imagine 20 to 25% of all the workers right now probably could get replaced with automation and AI, and this is happening extremely, extremely quickly. Labor market is far worse than you think. Talks about not only that June's numbers were negative, but the U.S. economy lost 357,000 full-time jobs in August. So, man, this is going to hit the economy, right? This is already hitting the economy. You have to imagine tariffs, right? $100 and something billion that companies and Americans have had to pay. That's hitting the economy too. Inflation is going back up. And now they're going to drop rates. Okay. So let me tell you how this plays out, because we've seen this movie before. In the short term, this is going to pump markets. As rates go down, money becomes cheaper. They're going to print money. They're going to pump the markets. But eventually, all of that is going to come crashing down. Okay. I'd imagine in 2026, you're probably looking at inflation like we had back in COVID times, as well as, you might be looking at a possible recession. So just take all that with what you will. That's my personal opinion. I know some of you don't believe that, but I'm just looking at the information that we are getting, and it's crazy. Stock market versus the economy. Despite a very weak jobs report, the S&P just hit a record high, right? So one market is not really making sense with what's actually happening. This is what is kind of crazy. Why did this happen? Because the stock market can and will continue to rise despite many Americans feeling like that we are already in a recession. The jobs report was weak enough to solidify rate cuts, but not weak enough to cause panic on Wall Street. And the market knows that rate cuts are coming into higher inflation. Those who own assets will win. The macro economy enters a new era. Those who don't own assets will be left behind. So if you have all of your money in the bank, you are going to get wrecked. Go talk with a financial advisor. Go talk to somebody that understands the market and understands the cryptocurrency market, and make sure that you are protecting yourself today. Honestly, this is going to get rough, but the people who own stocks, gold, crypto, those are the people that are going to come out of this better. The dollar's had the worst year in 50 years. All right. This is leading to some bad stuff. Okay. But if you own assets, you're going to be okay in the end. All right, go talk to that financial advisor. Rate cuts are coming into rising inflation and a weakening labor market. We expect to see more rate cuts and higher inflation ahead. Higher inflation ahead. What did we say back in April when all of this stuff was starting? I told you that higher inflation was coming. A lot of people didn't want to believe it or didn't see what I was seeing at the time. Now that we're 6 months down the line, all of this stuff has had a chance to catch up, and boom, where do you think this is all going to be a month or two down the lines? Okay. Let's get into it. Let's switch it up. Now we're getting out of the economy, thank God, because that is some real hot garbage to go over. Let's go ahead and talk about XRP. There is some more Bitcoin maximalism trying to pump out kind of FUD about XRP and XRP's price. This clip kind of stuck out to me. I wanted to play it for you. I wanted to talk about it, and let's do it.
We're going to see prices with some alts, XRP to $8, Solana to $800, BNB to whatever dollars. And I feel like you had some of these charts that you were sharing around, the historical risk levels, where you were showing that if these alts, like these blue chip alts, how they're sometimes referred to, were to go up to these type of prices, it would just be way beyond any sort of risk level that they've ever reached historically. And maybe you can talk to these real quick, because I feel that's what a lot of people don't understand, especially like people who are just on social media and they're hearing like, okay, XRP to $8, it's possible, because Bitcoin has also rallied this much. So maybe if you could recalibrate some of that euphoria, that would be amazing as well.
Yeah, like if you look at XRP, it's always kind of topped out around that 0.9 to 1 risk level. And it's already gone to 0.8 to 0.9 risk. But to give you an idea, I would say that the best case scenario for XRP, assuming Bitcoin goes on a parabolic rally in Q4, best case scenario, as far as I see, is going to be like somewhere between $5 and $7, right? And I know that's going to hit people like a brick wall to hear that, especially if they're looking for a much higher XRP price. But people have to take into account market cap and whatnot. And I'm not trying to make the rules here. I'm just saying, look, based on what XRP has historically done, and assuming we have diminishing returns and whatnot, like that would be the price that would be the market cycle top.
That would be the price, and that would be the market sector top. Something I wanted to point out here, okay? How are you going to compare XRP this cycle to XRP last cycle when we had the SEC case over our head? We didn't have the adoption that we have today. We didn't have ETFs about to come in. We didn't have regulation knocking on the door here in the United States, and we didn't have Ripple applying for a national bank charter. Tell me, how is this situation even remotely the same, right? And obviously Benjamin Cohen, whatever this gentleman's name is, he loves to come after me on Twitter. All good though, man. This guy loves his Bitcoin. He doesn't want to see another cryptocurrency taking over. And I get it, man. You love something, you want to see it do well, and when somebody provides a better technology that banks are actually interested in using, you feel a little threatened. I totally understand it, man. I get it. Good luck with the Bitcoin. But like, what I want to say here is this. He doesn't understand market cap multipliers and how that's going to play out, right? Mark McClug, I think the guy's Mark McClug. He's the CEO of Canary Capital. He said that he believes $5 billion in the first 30 days XRP ETFs. Now, we know from looking at the research that XRP has inherently a market cap multiplier anywhere from 100 to 500x. Now, that is only going to help us in the short term, but that will get us into the trillions of dollars in market cap. If we're able to secure $5 or $10 billion, and if that comes with a 500x or 250x multiplier, we're already going to be in past $1 trillion in total market cap. So to say that the XRP market cap won't even double between now and the end of the year, I just think he's not looking at the realistic information and what the market is about to do. So, this is a difference of opinion in between two professionals in the crypto space, and we'll see who's right, man, I'm just fired up today. Let me get some of your questions here. I've just been going off right here. Whew. Let's see here. Let me just kind of scroll back up and see any questions. Oh, Curtis is here. Great to see you, Curtis, man. What's up, dude? AK Scarface is here. What's up, AK Scarface? Did you see like RLUSD is expanding in Africa, expanding in Japan? I'm wondering where RLUSD is going to expand next, dude. Richard's here. What's up, Richard? XRP lives rent free in Benjamin's head. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I wonder if we can start charging, because man, he thinks about us a lot, right? Man, if he would have bought like one XRP for every negative thought he has about XRP, he might be rich already. You know what I'm saying? Like he might have a lot of money. Crazy stuff, dude. Let's see. Eric Sal says most of the news about XRP comes from Japan, Korea, all good, Africa, and Europe. We have had XRP ETF in Europe for years. Euro and Great British Pound must as a stablecoin is coming next. Yeah, I mean, you saw Bank of England talking about working on a pound stablecoin going forward. I just did a video on that actually. Let's see if we can pull some of that information up. Bank of England stablecoin. This should, whoa, that's pretty cool looking. All right, let's see here. Bank of England. You know what? Let me Bank of England says stable coins. Let me see if I can find the article. Yes. Oh, this is Bitcoin Ethereum news. I don't know if I want to use, I don't know if I want to look at Bitcoin Ethereum news channel. Here, this should be good. Hold on. There's some questionable news sites. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this on X because there's some weird news sites that are covering this, and I don't know if I want to click on any of those. Let me see. You would think there'd be more posts about this. Hold on. Bank of England. So Chad posted this. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. Oh, it's a Bloomberg article. That's why. Okay, Bank of England's Breeden says stablecoins offer faster, cheaper payments. All right, and then the highlights of this article are Bank of England Deputy Governor Sarah Breeden says stablecoins could make moving money across borders faster and less costly. Man, I love it. I love when they tell us the obvious thing, right? Okay, the Bank of England is preparing to launch a consultation of its revised plans for stablecoin regulation later this year, softening its approach after the industry warned its initial stance was too tough. Breeden's vision for UK payments landscape is one of a multi-money mixed ecosystem where different forms of money play their own roles, maximizing utility for UK businesses and households. So you start to wonder, like, what technology is the Bank of England interested in using for a stablecoin, right? Or is it a CBDC, or are they just interested in launching a state? Like, what is this going to look like, right? I'm very interested to know how all this kind of unfolds. What's up, Tom? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Cryptocurrency State. What's up, my friend? I am well. Thank you for being here. It's great to have you. Are you, Ashley says, are you recording this midnight? So watch tomorrow. Ashley, I'm always recording. Let me just show you, Ashley. Thank you so much for asking that question. You are incredible. I'm sure you had a long day at work. Let me just show you where you could find my live streams when you have some time this weekend. It would be an honor to hang out with you anytime. So anytime you want to take a look at previous live streams, they're going to be here under my Crypto Sensei. You just click on live, and then the current one is it says live right there. That is what you'd want to find. Okay, Ashley, thank you so much for checking in, and I hope you have a truly good night. Get some rest, huh? I'm sure you had a long week. Let's see here. Chris says, hey, Crypto, have you set up or looked at any of these Jake Claver LLC options? Seems complicated. I cannot find a local crypto specialist. So, somebody else, it's weird timing. Somebody in my community asked me pretty much the exact same question just a few minutes ago. Okay. And I will read my response to that exact person. And I will tell you what I told him. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let me take a picture of it, and I will bring it up to you. I'm not going to show you the person's name because it's not cool to put them on blast. But their question was pretty much your exact question to me. Hold on, let me pull this up. Okay. Okay, so this is what I said to him. He asked me the exact same thing you asked me, okay? And this is what I said. I said, I've never used it, but he seems to think it's good. First thing you would want to know is, do you control your own keys? How is your crypto protected? What is the actual cost? What happens if something happens to his company? These are just some basic questions you would need to figure out. Do you have that much XRP that you need institutional custody? Do you think a cold wallet could do the trick, right? I'm just clarifying with him to make sure that he actually needs what he needs. And then I said, he said some stuff to me, and I said, I do think out of everyone in the crypto space, Jake and his team probably have a lot of this figured out. As long as you don't mind paying his higher fees, he's probably going to be the top choice for all this, right? So that's just my honesty. Like, Jake and I have not seen eye to eye on some things, but I still think out of anybody in the XRP space, he's probably one of the more qualified people to be going down this road. And if you're going to spend the money anyways on a company that's maybe like half off or 50%, 60% cheaper, whatever, you need to weigh out, like, is this company that's helping you know all of the things that Jake's company knows? And so until I find a better solution, I think that would probably be, Jake's got a little monopoly on the market right now for some of this stuff. All right. So I think it's worth answering some of those questions, but I think probably he's probably the best person. I don't know. Does that pain me to say that? It doesn't pain me to say it. I just wish I was going through something, the channel was going through something a few months ago, and Jake, we were supposed to do an interview, and his team was like asking me and, kind of hounding me to come back on the channel. And then Jake and his team ghosted me for like a month, didn't respond to me. And I was like, okay. And so I sent them an email. I was like, is everything okay? And they're like, because of some stuff, we're going to go ahead and just, we'll put this on hold when it's more convenient for Jake. And I was like, awesome. That it must be nice to be, Jake Claver to never, have any issues. Anyways, there were some personal things going on in the background with Jake. But it is what it is. He's probably one of the best people in this regard. Just make sure you know where your crypto is if you have access to it, and I'll get all those questions answered. Backpad Lad says, do you think John Cena holds a bag, dude? I don't know, man. I mean, like, why else would he be following me? I thought like this was the coolest thing. Like, I called my wife and I was freaking out about this the other day, that he's following me. I don't know. It sure seems like it. Like, why else would you follow? I don't know. I don't know if it's like him hitting the follow button or if somebody else, but Jake, not Jake, Jake, I got to get rid of these J names. John, if you're ever watching, love to talk to you about XRP, bud. Love to talk to you about XRP. So Cryptocurrency State says, I would not give my XRP to Jake Claver LLC right now. Fair enough. He's in Hawaii this week near me, and he didn't want to contact me in any way, shape, or form. That just kind of tells you maybe who Jake is in his personal life, right? I've had Jake on my show. I don't know how many times. I don't think Jake's ever invited me on his show. I don't know. Sometimes, there's people out there that I feel like use people, and there's people out there that like actively want to help you and be a part of, be a part of your success, right? And I don't know where he sits on that. I think part of the reason he gives these kind of ridiculous numbers for XRP is because they get clicks and they get views, and then he gets sales, right? That was one of the things that him and his team wanted me to do, was push his company. And so I don't know, man. It's working, obviously. I mean, he's got a whole lot of XRP under management, and maybe he's offering a service that not a lot of banks and institutions are offering right now. He's in the right place at the right time, and he's going to make a ton of money. Good for it. I'm happy for him. But I still think he needs to work on his, I still think he needs to work on his people skills, right? Hailstorm Dreamer says, what's your thoughts on the crypto market already having rate cuts priced in? I mean, that could be, it's kind of hard to see what's going to happen. Usually, historically, August and September have been pretty, If you go back in history to 2021 bull market, things started really getting interesting towards the end of September, October time. And I would imagine with, rate cuts coming in, money being a little cheaper, I do think markets are going to rage towards the end of the year. And like, can Congress get their stuff together to pass legislation? They said they wanted to get it done in September. Now it's pushed back to Thanksgiving, maybe, and maybe before the end of the year. I think that'll play a vital role if the market continues into 2026. And we have to see like how much institutional demand there's going to be for XRP and Solana and ADA and some of these other assets, right? And so is it priced in? Maybe a little bit, but I'd imagine the market should roar higher. Like a lot of institutional analysts think, Bitcoin's still going to 150 or 250 grand. Bitcoin topped out at like 120. So is it done? Bitcoin and Ethereum in 2021 topped out in November 11th. Let me see. Was that November 11th? Coin market cap. Boom. Boom. All right. Let's take a look. Bitcoin. Here you go. Let's go all. And then it was right here, right? Oh no, it's right here. It was November 9th, 2021 for Bitcoin. Look at Ethereum. November 12th, right? So between the 9th and the 12th is when Ethereum and Bitcoin topped out in the 2021 cycle. Now, looking at XRP, this was a little weird one, right? Because we had the lawsuit. And so, towards the end of the market, like XRP's high in the 2021 cycle was back in like middle of the year, which was really random. And then like it just could not, it could not keep up, right? And so it topped out here in September again, and then just could not really hold on. So some of it's priced in probably, but I think it's still going to roar higher, bro. I think it's still going to roar higher. Hailstorm, thank you so much for the $5 donation. I appreciate you, man. He was renewing his wedding. Goes mind. Well, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want to hang out with me either if he's with his wife or something. He could have said what's up and had a coffee or something. I don't know, man. I think the crypto space is a small space, and like, if relationships go both ways. And like anytime that he's asked me to do something for him, I've done it without asking for $1 or like anything in return. Because I thought helping him was going to be, something what people do. Somebody asks you for help, I try to help. And the first time like something gets a little weird, it's like instead of, hey man, you're going through something rough here. Sorry to hear that. What happened? Like none of that. I don't know, man. One day something bad's gonna happen to him, and like, when people don't show up to help him for something, I think he's gonna realize that, hey, like this is what I did to other people. Okay, now it's getting done to me. I don't know, man. The world's largest bull run ever seen unfolding right before our eyes. Yeah, dude. Like, there's a lot of money coming in. Like, if you think the market's over, like. No, like you're going to be really surprised here in the next few months, dude. It's going to get crazy, man. Ryan, what's up, dude? I love the energy, bro. I love the energy, dude. Love it. Eric Sal says, do you think trading crypto will be tax-free in the future? Ooh. In Germany, you don't have to pay any tax if you hold it for 1 year. Like Germany sounds like they got it figured out in the tax laws. I wish I could tell you that crypto is going to be tax-free. But there's no way of knowing, dude. Like, I think we all want it to be tax-free, and nobody really wants to, pay tax at the end of the day, but it is part of being a citizen in your country, and taxes suck. I get so stressed out when I have to do my taxes. I am not good with taxes. That's why I have 2 companies that I hire. They come in and they help me. And actually, speaking about taxes in the United States, I have been talking with a company that helps people prepare their taxes, and they are global. And I'm going to have them in at the end of this month. And so if anybody has tax crypto questions, these will be the people that you ask. I'm really excited to have them. I had a meeting earlier today just to catch up with the owner and the founder. And these guys are on it, man. These guys will help us save some money. So I'm excited to have those people in. Thank you for the question, Eric. Ryan's dropping his favorite tokens. He says Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, RXRP. I don't know what that is. RLUSD, XRPL, XRP Army, Sol, Sui, Say, AVAX, Link. I'm ready. Man, dude, you are ready. I love the energy, bro. Cryptocurrency State says, click the like button. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's very well, dude. Like, I don't know, man. So I think it's important for the Trump administration to get a win right now. And passing crypto legislation is something that both sides can agree on is important, right? So you would think this would be an easy victory, for the administration, that they would want to get done in 2025. Congress is extremely complicated, right? And we can't agree on much these days, but we can agree that Americans love their crypto. And you would think that they would try to do everything to make it happen this year. Now, there's a very real shot that it does get pushed into 2026. But, hopefully, like, I did see some stuff about the Senate Banking Committee kind of getting some stuff in order to, trying to move it forward. Because listen, it's already passed the House. All it needs to do is pass the Senate. If the Senate doesn't make any changes, it'll go right to the president's desk. If the Senate goes and makes changes, then it would have to go back to the House to, have a final vote. We'll have to see, man. Yeah, Uncle Sam always wants his cut, dude. Yeah, unfortunate to say, but there are some things that we can do to help reduce our taxes. And that's why I'm going to have these people come in, because, like, I am not a tax expert in any way, shape, or form. Let's bring in the experts. You can ask them the questions. They'll be here to answer those questions, okay? If XRP could eliminate our national debt, surely yield could pay our tax. Like, it makes sense to us. It makes sense to us, but we are not in control, right? We are a very small group of people in the out of 8 billion people in the world, there are maybe 2 or 3 million people that own XRP. All right. And we're a very small group, but we do have very loud voices, and we're a passionate group of people. And, we need more companies that will go to bat for us at some of these, higher end, some lobbyists for XRP and the crypto space. If we could start getting that done, this is kind of like what Ripple and Coinbase and some of these other companies, when they're putting money into candidates for that are behind cryptocurrency. That is something that we need to obviously do. We need to support people that'll support the technology, right? But it all gets complicated and construed. Another $5. Thank you, man. What's your thoughts on Bitcoin and ETH getting a whole year head start on the ETF market in front of XRP and others? Insider manipulation? No, man. Like, listen, when Ethereum got the free pass, right? Like, it was done. Like, they had the free pass. It makes, like, this has already been, they've had years after this whole free pass thing that happened with ETHgate. Like, they felt like they could push that forward without having, what's it called? Were there people probably paying stuff under the table? I'd imagine there's a lot of that, right? There's a lot of that we don't see. You can gift to politicians, you can get to lobbyists, you can gift to law firms that support some of this stuff, right? That's where a lot of this money goes. Okay. And Bitcoin obviously is the largest, most liquid asset. So yeah, I mean, they had a head start. It doesn't mean that they're better technologies. I would argue for financial institutions, the tokenization of value, you're not using Bitcoin for any of that, right? You're probably going to use Ethereum or layer 2 on Ethereum, like Arbitrum or Base, and you're going to use the XRP ledger, right? You're going to use HBAR. You're going to need Chainlink to make this all work. You're going to need XDC for TradeFi. You're going to need XLM for retail payments. All of this stuff is interoperable and works together. But I do think they got a head start. But I think XRP, Solana, ADA, those are all going to do pretty well, right? You're seeing ETFs now being applied for those tokens as well. It's going to do well, man. And thank you so much. I appreciate you. Big Kahuna, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome, brother. Welcome. Thank you for supporting the channel. It does mean a lot to me, man. I appreciate that, man. More than you know. Thank you, dude. Bro, I told you. Well, this is Kalen, right? We got to change your name, dude. So Kalen, the guy, Bitcoin Talks here. This is actually somebody that is in Cryptoneers and has actually been providing some really good information. And he's been helping me keep track of everything and finding projects early. And I couldn't do a lot of this stuff without my team and the support from my team. And let's get into some of that stuff, Kalen, because I'm glad you brought that up, dude. Let's do this, all right? Didn't want to do that. Hold on. So really quickly, what Kalen's talking about here is Polyfax. So last stream, I don't know if you guys remember, but at the beginning of last stream, Kalen sent me Polyfax. Oh man, hold on. Let me pull it. Let me get it. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I don't need to do this. I just need to pull up my, there it is right there. What am I doing? Okay, here you go. So if you remember, thank you, Kalen, for reminding me, brother. If you remember at the beginning of stream on Tuesday, I was scrambling to buy this token, right? And like I just needed to buy it because I had a feeling, and Kayla had a feeling it was going to go up, right? And so this was it September 2nd? Yeah. We got into this, what about 1.2 million? So we got into this about right here. This is when I was posting about it to you guys, right around here. Let's just call it this, right? This thing had a high today of almost 5 million, which would have been 300%. But even at this high point, not including this high candle, 250% gain in 3 days. And you know, our team believes that this is going to pump even harder. So great job to, you know, Caitlin. Thank you so much, man. We are making some money on this one. I love to see it. And let's hope it keeps going, dude. I did want to go over a few other things that I have been purchasing and I have been, buying. So here is
what exactly.
I talked to you about Seraph last week. Okay, really quickly before I get into this, guys, full transparency here. I am talking about newer crypto projects. They come with extreme risk. This is not an XRP. This is not an ADA. This is not a Bitcoin. This is not an Ethereum. Okay, this stuff can fail at any time. The community can leave at any time, and it could go to nothing at any time. This is where all the risk is in crypto with newer projects. Please understand that, okay? All the stuff that I'm about to go through is some of the stuff that I'm personally invested in, but it does come with that amount of risk, okay? Just got to be transparent with you guys, all right? So Seraph, this is something I talked to you about last week. I bought this at about 1.9 million. It is down a little bit from what I bought. I DCA'd my position down a little bit into this. So now I'm down maybe 15 or 20%, but I do think this is going to come back and I will make some money on this. Let me go ahead and show you this.
Is Seraph? Think of it as a fact checker for the internet, verifying the authenticity of online content. But it doesn't just stop there. Seraph tackles a bigger problem, the legitimacy of autonomous agents in the agent economy. Currently, this space is riddled with uncertainty and scams. With over $500 million invested in agents, transparency is alarmingly scarce. In fact, 70% of popular agents can't be reliably verified, a loophole scammers exploit. Seraph aims to change that by leveraging decentralized intelligence and advanced verification protocols.
What is real?
But how does Seraph capture value? Its innovative fee structure is key. Developers, companies, and advanced users will pay fees to access Seraph's detection tools and premium services, including integration support. What exactly?
Okay, so really quickly too on these projects, when you're getting into newer base, newer Solana projects, like I said, it comes with extreme risk, but this is where you can get 500% or 1,000% gain in a short time period if you can time it right. Okay, when you're looking at some of these charts, like just to show you this, there is no support on this chart, right? There is no support here at all. So this can come all the way back down and start to find support here, or it could still keep climbing. We don't really know how quickly things will catch on, how, what adoption will look like. And so that is where the risk comes. So looking at this chart right here, I start to think like, is this going to come back down? Is that something to worry about? Let me show you the min chart. This is something that is exactly like that, right? This is something that we called at $1 million market cap. All right. This is something that I posted about inside of Cryptonaires at 1 million. This is about right here, right in here. This thing went up 400%. It went up to about 5 million. Okay. And then you see how it tried to retest some levels, got knocked down, tried to retest this level, got knocked down, and then it's kind of falling down to try to find some support. So I had taken some profit in here, right? Because obviously if the chart is trying to get up and it can't like two times right here, right? Couldn't do it. I was like, hey, this is going to come down. And I sold some, and then I bought some back down here on the dip, and I am still holding Meta inside. I did an interview with the CEO. I think this one's going to do well. Ori, this is something I posted in the Cryptonaires Discord, but look at the chart here. This is also something that very similar chart, right? You have this run up and build up, a lot of, emotion, a lot of FOMO in the chart here. This is something that I got into under 200K, but this is by the time I was able to buy it and post it into Cryptonaires, this was at 380,000 market cap. So this was about right here. Okay. This thing went up almost 1,000% gain in literally in 2 days, through 2-3 days, this thing went up 1,000%. All right. I did take some profit, came back down, went back up. I took a little bit more profit, and now I have a bag that I'm just leaving here, but I've made several $1,000s on it, and I'm leaving the rest here to see what happens. I think this is going to start taking off again. All right. Ori, Fossey, this is now pumping again back to 12 million. This is something that we talked about inside of Cryptonaires at 1.9 million market cap. This chart is all over the place here, man. But this thing had a huge explosion. Let me see if I can. It's not really super sexy here. But this is something that we did talk about like 1.9 million. And then this thing just exploded. And then it's come back down to find some support. Now it's coming back up. I do think once this gets past here, 15 million here, this is going to kind of shoot up. This is also something I'm holding still. Man, this thing was crazy, dude. Emulites, this thing is so frustrating. The team is having some technical errors. This thing was going up. This thing was at 4.5, 5 million. This thing went all the way down to like 500K. Now it's up 46% to 900,000. I'm still not sure how this is all going to work out, but something to take a look at if you're interested. But man, there's a lot of things happening in the crypto space right now. Whew. It's a lot to go over. Okay, Bet. This is also something that was posted by Kaylin in the community. Okay, Bet, the first Telegram prediction markets bot. These things, we'll see how this thing goes. I got into this at about 600K right now. Let's see. Okay, Bet. This is at 2 million. This is up pretty nicely. This is up 3x. But this thing had just tremendous. Look at this. Boop. Let's see here. 600K. Right about in here. Right about in here is when we got in. So this was a huge. This is just. But I went up 500% in the short term. So these are all things that we share inside my community. Oh, here, let me show you that. Sorry, I forgot to switch the things. This one up here, this was about 600K is when this was posted. This was like right in here. This thing went up about 500%, came back down. Now it's starting to rebuild, and I think this is going to blast past 4 or 5 million here soon. So a lot of cool things happening right now in the newer token space. A lot of this prediction market, like Ori, turn ideas into websites through simple chat with AI. This is something that I think has value. This is infrastructure. Polyfactual, this is the project that was posted live in the last chat. It was 1.2 million. This went up to 4 million in just a short time. I think this is going to keep going. A lot of really cool things happening here in the space. All right. Thank you for reminding me on that, Kaylin. A lot of stuff to go over, dude. Let's see here. Let me go into this chat. Hailstorm, thank you, man. Oh, you're probably gone. I hope you have a good dinner, dude. Who you got winning the World Series of Warzone? Have you seen my comments on like Joe Woe or something like that, or Booyah? Interesting. I don't think anyone's ever asked me this question before. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna come back to this. Man. Somebody asked like how you can get into the community. If you want to join and be a part of Cryptonaires, let me just give it to you guys. I mean, I don't talk about it too much. I don't talk about it too much in like my video content because, you know, I don't want to have like millions of people in this community. Like I like to keep it small. That way I can help people. People can ask questions. But there it is, guys. If you want to join Cryptonaires, that's how you do it. We'd love to have you in the community. You know, it is, you know, $97 per month. The reason for that is, you know, the information is extremely valuable, right? If you took any of those plays, put $500 into it, you had a 3 or 4x, you made a few $1,000. I think it's worth $97 per month. Anyways, let's take a look here. Appreciate you, Jordan. Nice to see you, bud. So this is a fun question. All right, man. This is a tough one, dude. I think there's a lot of really good teams. I mean, there's always like, you know, they're like, what's the team? Like, I don't follow it. I don't follow it as hard as like most people. I know like Aiden's team and those guys, you know, those guys had that crazy qualifier game. But I don't know, man. I've been watching a lot of Jowo. Like that dude has some crazy movement. And then I like Booyah, dude. I think Booyah is crazy too, man. Those are the two, like when I have some time, you know, and I'm like in between something. I like watching some Warzone. I used to watch a lot of Apex Legends, but I don't know, man. That game's not that. I just haven't been feeling Apex Legends recently. I don't know what it is. They made some really good changes to the game, but I don't know, man. Dude, I like watching some Modern Warfare, watching those guys play. It makes me want to play, but it also makes me don't want to play, right? Those guys are gonna just murk me, man. Those guys are so good, dude. Anyway. Who do you think, man? Who do you think, Redo? Who do you like? You want to see Zillaner win, but I think Biffle will win. They've been killing it. Yeah, dude. Like, see, I wish I knew some of these other guys. Like, I just don't have that much time to be involved in it. But like those are the two Modern Warfare streamers that I watch. And like that's all I need, dude. Those two guys, like, man, those guys are killing it, dude. Fuse main? You're a Fuse main? All right. Yeah, dude. I used to like I was playing the first few seasons. I was playing like ranked, you know, like way back. I was playing on PlayStation though, so I wasn't playing on PC. But like, man, I was good with the longbow, you know, R99, hit some good peacekeeper shots. I like Apex, man. Like my favorite player on Apex Legends is Verhulst. I like Verhulst. I like 100 Thieves. You know, I think that team's undervalued right now. You know, I know Hal and those guys, you know, they won last time or the time before or whatever, but I don't know, man. I'm a Verhulst fan. Has anyone cracked the Uphold video partnership? No, dude. Let's see if we can. Let's see what's going on here. What's going on with Uphold? Is it like a Uphold video partnership? Is it like they tweeted this out, Chris? Uphold? Discover and trade 300 cryptocurrencies. Is this it? What are we talking about, Chris? What are we talking about? Want the noobs to win? You always want noobs to win, man. It's like, You know, you're always rooting for the little guy, right? The person that just barely qualifies on like SPQ, the qualifiers. Art of swing trading. What's my target? Dude, I will settle for anything over $15 or $20 by the end of the year. Like I think there's a possibility you know, we could do that. Like Paul Barron, you know, says that, you know, he thinks 37, $50, something like that. I think that's a real possibility. I don't see like $1,000 or 750. I just don't see some of the stuff that Jake sees. But let's just take a look here, man. Hold on. Let's just take a look at this. XRP is at 282, right? You got a market cap of 1.68 billion. Okay. Zach Rector said something about an inflow. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Chris, I'll come back to this, dude. Just give me a second. Zach Rector market cap multiplier. He posted something about this earlier. Where is it? Oh, man, it was on a post. XRP market cap multiplier. I just saw this post earlier today when I was going through. Oh, you know what? I might have it in my research still. Hold on. I don't close my research windows when I'm doing stream days because I figure I might need to come back to the research. So hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Exactly what I'm talking about. Man, hold on. That's not it. Oh yeah, here it is. I think this is it. Hold on. Yep, this is it. Okay, got it. Found it. This is what I was looking for. Okay. So this is this morning, right? This is this morning. Okay. So this was the clip I showed you earlier with the guy kind of
the best case scenario.
Remember Benjamin Cohen, best case scenario, whatever, right? Zach Rector posted this XRP multiplier update. During the 30 minutes while Powell was speaking, we saw only $30 million in net inflows at XRP, and this made the market cap jump by 15 billion. That's a 488 multiplier, okay? So it really all depends on the ETFs, right? If the ETFs don't get approved in October, that's going to be real bad. That's going to be rough. There's going to be people that just dump their bag of XRP because that would happen. So just, you know, be paying attention during that time. Obviously if it doesn't get approved, I'm still going to hold on to my XRP because, you know, whether the institutions approve it now or in a month or, you know, whatever it is, they're going to approve it eventually. Right. But it depends how much money goes into it over those 2 months, right? So you have November and December. You have 60 days. If you approve it like on the 18th or the 20th of October, you're going to have 70 days before the end of the year. Now, some of the trading will be closed for Christmas, right? Because you have Thanksgiving, you have Christmas, and you have New Year's. All those are 3 days that markets are not going to be open. So you lose those 3 days. But you are, you know, I'd imagine if you get 5 billion, hold on, let's just take a look here. This is really hard to come up with, but if you get 5 billion in fresh inflows, spot XRP products, if we are looking at a market cap multiplier on that value of, let's just say 250x and a 488x, what would be the price per XRP with this value and multiplier? $5 billion in fresh inflows, like here, like, see, this is in the short term. It could definitely pump the price up, right? And also something that I think will come into play here is how much XRP is actually left on exchanges. Like a lot of people that haven't done the actual research don't know how much XRP is on exchanges, right? But analysts, when there's a lot of numbers being tracked. realistically, there's probably only a 1.5 to 3.5 billion XRP available for people to buy on exchanges right now. That's it. There's people that leave XRP on exchanges, and so it's really hard to tell like what's already claimed by somebody and like what is available. So if you only have 2 or 3 billion XRP actually available, how much XRP is it going to take to fund some of these products, and what will the demand be for the products, right? Then you have the treasury companies coming in, companies that want to buy XRP for treasury related services or using XRP in their infrastructure. Like that's all like additional, right? And so you got to imagine that some of these order books can get blown through pretty quickly. They're very thin order books on some of these exchanges. And if there's billions of dollars in fresh inflows into XRP, it's going to rocket the price up, right? And maybe it'll be for a very short time, but it will go up. And so you start to wonder, at what point will the market cap multiplier not be as big? And I believe once we start getting closer to Bitcoin's market cap, the market cap multiplier will stop being hundreds of X. It'll probably be like 5X or 6X. It'll be a lot smaller. Like most people get this confused. They say that the market cap multiplier is always going to be there. That's inaccurate. Once the token becomes pretty liquid, that multiplier is going to disappear very quickly. And I also see people like getting things confused using market cap multipliers on tokenized value. That is also a big no-no. You cannot use market cap multipliers on tokenized value because they have nothing to do with each other. Where you get a multiplier from is fresh inflows and fresh outflows. It goes both ways. It's like a two-way road, right? Inflows, outflows. You can get the same multiplier both ways. Anyways, that is a very long-winded answer. I do apologize. I hope it helps you. It's impossible for someone to know where it's going to be, but these are the things that I'm looking out for leading up to the end of the year. Do you think Polkadot could run again? Like, I would definitely not be the right person to ask that question to. I know nothing about Polkadot. I was gonna say Pokemon, dude. My brain was glitching there for a second. I was like, gotta catch them all, I don't know, dude. Like, I knew that was big last cycle. I have no idea what they've been working on, bro. You probably would know way more than me. Simon McLaughlin, CEO of Uphold. Like, what do you think is going to happen, Chris? Why don't you tell me what you think is going to happen? And like, we'll go see if we can find some stuff here. So, good morning. Everything of value, everything moves on chain. I mean, they could just be announcing something where they're going to be tokenizing, stocks or something like that on Uphold. I don't know. I'd imagine Uphold wants to compete with Robinhood in some way. Survey says week's polls are in, 53% Fed rate cut. I mean, this is obviously wrong. It's like 80 to 90%. 43% of people think Bitcoin's going to break higher. 44 are bullish on Solana's upgrades as a game changer. 87% of people believe XRP is the most near-term upside. I mean, I believe that. Oh, sorry. I always forget. I was just reading some statistics here on Uphold. I don't know, Chris. You tell me, man. What's going to happen? Hey, Margie. Great to see you. How's it going? Yeah, I mean, listen, guys. There is going to be a market cap multiplier, but it is not indefinite. It is not indefinite. Like, please, once we like here. I've done the research on this too. Like, let me show you here. Some people assume market cap multipliers for XRP will be forever, but the only reason we have a market cap multiplier is because the asset is illiquid. I wish forever. ever. Okay. Is illiquid. At what point should the market cap multiplier oh my god, why doesn't spell check work? Multiplier. At what point should the market cap multiplier not be 100x or 500x? I'm trying to figure out the point. The market cap multiplier will be 5x or 10x, like what we see on Bitcoin now. All right. Market cap multiplier XRP is directly tied into its liquidity. Let me just make sure I'm sharing the right screen here. I am. As long as the asset remains relatively illiquid, inflows in capital can produce outsized increases, right? So as long as it remains illiquid, which means as soon as liquidity starts to come in on a larger scale, this will go away. Market cap multiplier through high multipliers, 400 to 500 or even higher. However, XRP's price rises and more holders are incentivized to sell. The circulating supply on exchanges grows, increasing liquidity and naturally reducing the multiplier effect. The multiplier will begin to drop toward the range seen in highly liquid assets like Bitcoin, typically 5 to 10x. So exactly what I told you, right? Exactly what I told you. So like as soon as we get to like close to what Bitcoin's market cap will be, this you won't see stupid numbers. The multiplier will drop 5 to 10 levels when the order book regularly has substantial depth at many price levels, meaning buying and selling several $1 billion of XRP cannot move the price much. What we need to do is we need to figure out ways to reduce the circulating supply, right? So this is where the EVM sidechain comes in. This is where development comes in. This is where lending and borrowing and all of these other things come in, right? Because all of those projects are going to require XRP to facilitate whatever they're trying to do, right? And so if we can lower the circulating supply, that is also going to help us increase the price. But you tagged me on X. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, my man. Let me go find that, Chris. Oh, this is you? Oh, my man. I got you. Chris, I did not know that was the same, that was the same person. Sorry, man. I just sometimes don't put two and two together, but great, man. Now that I know it's you, that's even more helpful. All right. So Simon McLaughlin, he is the CEO of Uphold. He says is partnering with one of the world's most famous brands to launch a brand new digital asset app.
Hi, everybody. Uphold has just signed a deal with a world famous brand. Can you guess the location? Can you guess the name of the brand? This is one of the world's most famous companies that are going to build a brand new digital asset app on the Uphold platform. Look forward to hearing from you.
Okay. Hold on. Picture is located. I don't know if this is going to work, dude, but I'm going to try it. Here. The image shows the coastline, clear blue water, pave. The coastline appears Mediterranean. Maybe. Likely location, urban density similar to coastline like Nice, Cannes, Split. Let's see here. In this area, what are the biggest world brands interested in creating a, what did he call it? He called it a, partnering with those famous brands to launch a brand new app, hold on. Interested in, hold on. In this area, the world's biggest brands interested in launching a brand new digital asset app with Uphold. Maybe there's something leaked online somewhere that they can find. I don't know. I'm trying here. JP Morgan, BNY Mellon, MasterCard. It does say Ripple here. Startups like Soulflare, Gideon. I don't know, man. I think it's impossible to know what the heck he's talking about here. It really is. I don't know, dude. We're going to find out, man. So Edwin, thanks for the question. Zebic, some people love it. Some people find a few things strange. I am currently not invested in it. And so I am not following all of the updates. And so somebody like Zach Rector would probably be the better person to ask, since he knows all about it, dude. Like I really, like when I'm not the right person to ask for something, I'm just gonna tell you, man. Like I wish I could give you value, but I just don't have value to give. But thank you for the question, man. I do apologize. Market multiplier will stop when price stabilizes. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Let's see here. Terry Z says, hey, Sensei, can anyone say what the average amount of XRP the average person holds, or what a solid amount someone should hold to be able to retire? Well, so Terry, this is a question that a lot of people want to know. You know, it's a great question, right? And there's a lot of things, you know, that it's impossible to know kind of where you are, what your lifestyle is, how much money you spend. And so if you were living in California or Hawaii, you might require more money than living in, you know, someplace that, you know, is extremely cheap to live. I'm trying to think of like Bangkok or so one of those places where you can get away with, you know, spending $2 or $3 on a meal, where in Hawaii you're spending like $30 on a meal, right? So it all depends on your lifestyle. And I would say the average person probably owns anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 XRP, the average person. Hold on. I'm just trying to get you a better answer here. 1 second. How much XRP does the average person hold? Let's see. Oh, wow. The average XRP wallet holds 12,350 XRP. See, I was way off. That equates to about $7,200 or $37,000. However, distribution is highly top heavy. Most wallets contain far less. Over 1.3 million accounts hold between 0 and 20 XRP, right? So, you know, like a large portion of the wallets, there's about 7 or 8 million wallets now. And do understand that most people own multiple wallets. 52,000 XRP would put you in the top 1%. The majority, 78% of XRP wallets hold less than 500 XRP. So the average person holds less than 500, right? To be in the top 10, you need 2,500 XRP to 9,000. Okay. And like, we really don't know how high XRP is going to go. Like, we all would love it to go to 3 digits, 4 digits. But the truth is, nobody really has a crystal ball, right? When you're talking about the tokenization of financial assets, you do start to look at institutions wanting to use something secure that has built-in compliance, that has all of these different things. And the XRP ledger is one of those places that I think a lot of value will wind up. But it's really hard to know how long that's going to take. And it's impossible to know, like, is there going to be a shortage of XRP once institutions and regular people start catching up to crypto, right? Once regulation is mainstream in the US and other places, like, is there going to be enough XRP? And I think that is going to also play a role into all of this. But, there's some people believe that XRP could be $1,000. And so if you had 5,000 XRP, that would be $5 million. Could you live off of that, right? Like, I have no idea what your lifestyle is. That was a lot of numbers. I don't know if that was at all helpful to you, but I try to just add as much as I can when I can. And if we get, another bear market here, right, next year, then I'll add more and I'll keep adding, because I believe in Ripple, the company. I believe in the XRP community. I believe in the developers building in the XRP space. And I think I would rather own XRP right now than owning Ethereum or Bitcoin, because I think institutions understand how important Ripple and XRP is, and there's just something there, man. Like, you cannot have the CEO of a blockchain infrastructure company that's only a few years old, right? In meetings with central bankers that control the world's money, right? Like, where are other blockchain infrastructure companies? Like, why are they at the BIS, right? In a task force? Why are they not with the meeting with the IMF? Why are they not on the ISO board? Why are they not? Ripple has been a part of all of these institutions, and they were invited into all of these meetings and these just elaborate, like, something's there, man. You know, it's hard to put like a finger on it, but if you take a look at all the research, you know, crypto is, you're making a bet. Very risky. The crypto space, very risky. A lot of newer technology, a lot of stuff is going to fail. A lot of this stuff won't be here in a few years, right? That's just how it goes with technology. It evolves. New technology comes, old technology fails. People move on. I think XRP could be, like, I believe it in my heart. So I don't know, man. We'll see how it plays out. But this is why I commit my entire life to this. I think there's something there. I really do. And I think a lot of people that spend enough time doing the research and talking with other community members, I think they see something too. And like, you bring a few million people together that are all looking at this same information. You can have FUD. You can say everything you like, that it will never be adopted, but Ripple's applying for a national bank charter. Like, you don't think that's something to have a direct connection at the Fed? I don't know, man. There's a lot of cool stuff happening there. How many Bitcoin maxis not see that Bitcoin had like, if you go back to the original research on it's not the original research. If you go back to before the spot ETFs were approved for Bitcoin, even JP Morgan analysts predicted that the Bitcoin market cap multiplier would be like 25x at the time. And this is already when Bitcoin had a lot of value in it. And so most people just don't know about it, or they're choosing not to admit it. And either way, it's lack of looking, lack of researching, lack of understanding. And the space is filled with people like that. I think my skills in the crypto space have evolved over time. And as I put more of myself into understanding each thing every single day, you start to evolve your opinions, and you start to look at other things and adding it to the mix. And does this make sense? It's just looking at all this stuff together, man. Recon says, when the algorithm releases 1 billion XRP monthly, it is available for exchanges to purchase, or is it just institutional sales? So that's a great question. I mean, there's a lot of NDAs around that, right? If you look at the releases and lockups, last year you had like 80% being relocked up almost every month. 1 billion would get unlocked, 800 million would go back in. Now this year it looks like 1 billion gets unlocked every month, and then about 700 million goes back in. I had this great, let me see, I don't know how I can find this again. XRP escrow relock. Somebody had a great post on this. No, that's not the one I was looking for. I was looking for I should have saved the post, dude. This was on a video that I did recently, actually. XRP escrow. Wait, hold on. 70%. That might find it. Somebody had a great post about this, dude. Yes, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Aha! I knew I could find it. Okay, so here was the post. Okay, so this tells you the month, right, and how much was relocked. So as you can see in 2024, a lot of it was relocked. 800 million. This one's 530 million. 88888, right? And now you get into 2025, 77777 670, and then 70. So Is this XRP going to institution, like, or is it going to private investor? It's really hard to know exactly, because it's all under lock and shield with NDAs. But Ripple probably only wants to release a certain amount to stabilize the market. They obviously don't want to sell a ton of XRP to somebody that's just going to go and turn around and dump it onto the market. I think they're trying to be very strategic with who gets access to it. And I don't know, man, if we get more information and they start to release more information about it, I will be all over that. But they kind of keep it under lock and key, dude. Crypto Sensei, do you think Algo and XRP will have more of a partnership in the future? I don't know. I don't spend too much time on Algorand. I know that Algorand's kind of in the Internet of Things, right? They're kind of going after a different market, and they had to do like a rebrand a few years ago. And I think they're just trying to find, their community and all that stuff. I couldn't tell you like what's going to happen in the future with partnerships. Ripple wants to work with the best. If Algorand has solutions and connections that Ripple wants, they'll come and knock in, right? They'll make it known. Jake XRP 2K 2026 10K 2028 100K 2030. Wait, is this real price predictions, or are we serious? We're not serious, right? 100K. Curtis, you messing with me, dude? Tom Sensei, would you personally stake your XRP with Flare when it becomes available? Okay, so about staking, I cannot tell you what you should do with your XRP. Okay, but I can tell you a story about how I lost money in the crypto space through staking. All right, and I'm not saying this is going to happen to you, but this is a personal story for me. In 2021, there was I can't even remember the token now, but I remember I lost some money. There was this new token that people were talking about, and it was whatever. There was a platform that I went to stake the token on, right? And you had to lock up the not XR, you had to lock up the token for like 3 months or 6 months or something long. Okay, couldn't unlock it. It was locked up. And in that time, the website that I'd staked it on disappeared, right? And so, at the time I was really new and fresh in crypto, and it was either a scam website, which it could have been, or it was whatever. But what I can tell you, what I learned from that interaction was staking means that you are locking something up and you are giving someone else access to that. Okay. Now, if you want to get that back, that probably is going to come at a cost, whether that's you have to sit there and wait for it cost, or they're going to charge you 10 or 20% or something outrageous to unlock it right then and there. I can tell you normally when I've staked something that it has not gone good for me. And I don't stake stuff right now because of those bad interactions. Not saying that Flare is not going to have great things, but like, how long is it staked for? Can you unlock it? What happens if something happens to the website or the company? Like, these are all things you need to figure out before you go down this road. And there's probably a list of other stuff you should look at too, but just be very, very careful, right? Because I'll tell you another story. There was a token that I had that, had staking for, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, it kept going. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit on this for like a year. I don't mind staking this. I'll earn this, 20% or whatever. Like, that'll be really good. Right. Like 9 months into the 1 year stake, the token pumped. My bag was worth $100,000. Okay. But it was locked in the contract. I couldn't get to it. By the time it unlocked, the value of the token went down to like 20 grand. I missed the opportunity to make $80,000, right? Because I wanted to get an additional few million tokens. And so if you're locking it for a long period of time, understand that you are going to miss any opportunity. If the price goes up and you want to take profit, you're not going to be able to do that. So make sure the juice is worth the squeeze before you lock it up. Obviously, if you need some financial advice, go talk with a financial advisor that understands crypto and staking, but be very careful, man. Just be careful, man. Yeah, Flare will be safe. Just you want to understand, like, how long is it locked up for? What happens if something, like, just look at all that stuff, dude. XRP is basically the IMF. There's a lot of people that believe that, John. Like, I don't think you're very far off, dude, of where this is heading. Yeah, I think like Flare is probably one of the safer, more reliable companies. But like, don't trust any off brands, dude. Like, really be very careful, all right? Thank you, Terry Z. Lock in, brother. $100K is not valid. Yeah, I think like we just got to put down the crazy pipe sometimes, man. Like, we're just throwing out just stupid prices. We're just throwing out just like I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, especially from him, because you're like, is this what you tell like people you meet on the street, that you want them to come and buy your services? XRP is going to 100K in 3 years. Okay. What? 100K from $3 to 100K? Really? I don't know, man. Some crazy shit, dude. That's some crazy stuff, dude. RC says, I pray to God that XRP price action surpasses everyone to the moon in no time. RC, man, me and you are praying to the same God, and I hope so too, my friend. Honest opinion, SK, like I think $10 is an easy target by the end of the year. Like, I think we could be higher than that. It really depends on market cap multipliers, and it comes down to ETFs. That's going to play the biggest role. Regulation will be great, and there will be some FOMO around that, but nothing will beat fresh inflows to ETFs. That is where it's at. 2,500 per coin. Like, yeah, I think these like $1,000, 2,500, we're still talking about a $1,000 XRP. You're looking at a $50 trillion market cap, a $55 trillion market cap for XRP. So we're talking about 2,500. We're talking about a $150 trillion market cap for XRP, right? That is market cap higher than the entire bond market in the world. It's double the size. It's triple the size of the stock market in the US. The world real estate market globally is, 400 trillion, 500 trillion. So, a lot of really great things, a lot of incredible things would need to happen in order for us to get to these prices. Like, either something terribly bad happens to the world's economy, and you need something to put all of these assets on, and you need a liquidity, and you need a bridge in between all of these assets. That is where these prices can go. Like, if that stuff happens. If we're just talking about mom and pops trading the token, I don't see 4 digits anytime soon, guys. Like, seriously. 10 years, we don't know what we don't know, right? We don't know what lies ahead. I can tell you that the UK, the UK, Japan, the US, all heading to some financial trouble right now. And what is going to bail us out of this? How much further can we kick the can down the road? When will this catch up to us? And what will happen next? They might have to do some type of great reset, but understand a great reset will benefit us greatly, but it will hurt everyone else that we care about, right? Everybody that has money in stock market, bond market, all of these different markets, like, could get wrecked. And so, I don't know. I would never root for something like that, but it is a possibility, right? Obviously, that could make us extremely wealthy very quickly if total collapse and a reset. But I just think about the pain it's going to cause to everybody around you. And like, I don't know if I could root. I don't know if I could root for that. You know, dude, if you want a great explanation of the reverse carry trade, that is like Jake Claver's, that is his whole thing, dude. Like he's gonna be able to break that down much better than I would. Much better than I would. I wish I could get into like all the things that he sees. I just don't see it. Here, let me just try to get you some points here. Let's see here if we can get you some information on it. I don't study some of Jake's, Here is the breakdown. The standard carry trade involves borrowing low interest currencies, often the Japanese yen, to invest in higher yield assets elsewhere, fueling riskier investments across global markets. If the global rates change or market stress erupts, investors must unwind these trades, rushing capital back to safe assets, destabilizing traditional markets. The reverse carry trade unwinder. Claver argues that the next crisis would see an extreme rush to repatriate capital, overwhelming FX markets, and the standard settlement rails. Such instability, driven by central banks ending ultra-loose policies, regulatory scrutiny, and large stablecoins like Tether, and geopolitical shocks could create a liquidity crunch in global finance, forcing market participants to seek alternative assets for settlement and safety. XRP's role as a liquidity bridge, key points of Claver's thesis. XRP settlement speeds, says 20 to 40 minutes, are faster than any one-day wait for traditional FX stocks. Well, I think this is talking about like when Ripple, the company, sets this up, for an institution, it can take some time. Traditional FX trades, making XRP potentially vital for real-time risk management, especially during global financial shocks. XRP's global liquidity pools and instant cross-border settlement throughout projects like R3, DTCC, Project Ion could make it the neutral bridge asset for repatriating trillions in capital when the system seizes up. Systemic use cases, Ripple and XRP could be integrated into central bank digital currency, CBDC infrastructure, especially in Japan, helping absorb massive market shocks triggered by the reverse carry trade unwind. So like right now you have Japan's been the place where people basically borrow money for nothing, and then they go invest it in riskier assets. And right now, Japan's economy is going through the till. But Jake's theory also needs Tether and like Bitcoin to collapse too. And that, like, do you think that's going to happen in the next few months? I don't know. It'd be some stuff for Bo Hines to go to Tether and to watch it collapse, wouldn't it? Like, that'd be some interesting stuff. I don't know, dude. But I hope that helps you, man. Like, listen, if you really want to understand Jake's theory, Jake is the best person to explain Jake's theory to you, right? Just know that he requires all of this crazy stuff to happen and like a total collapse of all this stuff. If he's right, we're all rich. If he's wrong, there's going to be some pissed off people in the community, right? I don't know. I'm not rooting for him to be wrong. I just don't exactly see everything he sees, but maybe the guy's a total fucking genius, and I excuse my French. Maybe he's a total genius. I'm just not. Rob, do you have an invite link for Vince? Who's Vince? Who's Vince? Am I missing something? Did I forget about a partnership or something? Who's Vince? Why didn't we know about it? I mean, I think he's done a great job highlighting some issues with the current system, right? And he sees XRP as the solution to fix that. And he could be right. Like, he could be right. He could be wrong too. We don't know. Dane says his connections are 37x more legit than any of you YouTubers. Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about, Dane? 37x? That's a very interesting number. Oh, I got you, bro. I understand. I know what you're talking about now. I didn't know we were doing this today. I didn't know that was today, Rob. We are doing this today. All right, hold on. I didn't realize that was happening today. Give me a second. I thought this was pushed to next week, to be honest with you. 1 second. 1 second. Invite guest, copy. I'm sending this to Rob. I'll send this to Vincent. All right, there you go. You should have it in your Discord, dude. Is he talking about Jake? I guess. Jake has his fans, man. Don't get me wrong. His connections are 37% more legit. His connections, is 37% such a weird number. Like, you're at home thinking about his connections being like not quite 30%. It's above that. It's not quite 25x. It's 37x more legit. Cool, dude. Super excited about that. Does Ripple own all the escrow? Yes. Oh, well, there is speculation that they're holding escrow for some of these bigger institutions, but there's nothing that we can go to and say, this is how much BlackRock has. This is how much JP Morgan has. Like, there's nothing that we can see that. Dane, man, he's like, could he be 38 times more connected than I am? Like, that's cool, man. Like, I'm never going to compete with Jake with his connections and his money and all of that stuff. You know, that's cool with me. Like, I'm not here to compete with Jake. I'm here to help out the people that like my channel. So, but I appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here, man. Cause I know, I appreciate you, dude. Slim Jim's in the house. Slim is becoming one of my favorite people. Great to have you here, Slim. Altus, man. Thank you for that, man. Any donations to the channel go to Luna. So here. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Luna appreciates you. I like, listen, guys, like, I think my ears are hurting. Having predictions is great. The hard part is there are people out there that hear what you're saying, that know that you're connected. And those people believe you, right? And those people are maybe selling everything that they have in their life to buy more XRP right now. Or they're planning, they've already quit their job and they've already handed in their notice because they're going to be rich in 3 months. And if it doesn't unfold like some of those people think it might, those people could be in trouble. And that's what I worry about. Right? Because like a lot of the people that watch his channel watch my channel. And I deeply am concerned about that. And I've explained this already. Luna, love that. Oh, you're good, dude. I thought push this. Come talk about your project. I invited Rob up. So I don't know if he's going to come up, but he has. I am doing Paul Barron. Yeah, we're setting that up right now. That should be pretty cool, dude. That should be pretty cool. I like Paul Barron. That's going to be interesting, man. That's going to be interesting. Let's see here. XX Road Dog says, see, I could never have my own YouTube channel because these peeps that argue or question you think they're right would piss me off. Everyone here has their own opinions. Some are right and some others not. You know, like it took me a while to get comfortable with other people's opinions, right? Because my opinion's the one that matters, right? No, I'm just kidding. We all think that we're right on a lot of stuff, right? And usually what happens in life is we get more information and our views change and they grow and they expand. And when I'm at odds with somebody, right, I'm really trying to understand, like, what are they seeing that I am not? Like, what am I missing to better understand what this person is saying? And I think over the years, I have learned to listen more and talk less, right? And you know, learn a lot. Anyways, here, let me get Vincent up here. I wanted to I have done a lot of work. You know, I get invited into a community. Vincent from the BTC Underdogs community, and these guys are a bunch of vets, and they're, you know, building technology in the crypto space. So I wanted to give them some time to come up and talk about what they're doing and why you should maybe be paying attention. So Vincent, what's up, man? How are you doing?
Hey, how are you? Am I coming through okay?
Yep, man, we hear you just fine. So
Perfect.
Vincent,
Thank you.
You want to introduce yourself, kind of maybe who you are, so the people that don't know you.
Absolutely, Rob.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then we'll get into what you're doing.
Yeah, I've been in the space since probably 2020, and got my feet wet with crypto and got kind of pulled into the excitement of everything. Exactly what you're talking about with XRP and the XLM stuff. You know, I've been following that very closely. It has been very exciting to see some of the recent price action with XRP. I think even more exciting is the fact that we're holding a very good level here.
Yeah.
At this price point. And not to get too far off topic, but I saw some very interesting correlations with the DeFi aspect of XRP coming into play with helping hold this price action. So as we see these elevations in DeFi protocols coming out with, like, say, Strobe Finance, Doppler, I think, is the other one, and there's probably going to be several more to come. The Flare network that you guys were just talking about earlier, bringing F assets as well. I think as we start to see these DeFi aspects start to come to more fruition, prove themselves to be more reliable, and have some more sustained life to them and more TVL locked up on them, I think that we're going to definitely see a more upside. Now, some of these real crazy price predictions, you know, get pretty, I get excited about it, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think the reality of it would be that as DeFi grows on XRP and the XRPL, I think we're going to start to see probably some very good numbers from where we're at with XRP. But again, that's the whole DeFi aspect, right? That's where decentralized finance is going to come in big. But to kind of get back to that, you know, that's where I kind of got into the NFT craze as well, and been down the road with crypto mining and running an NFT project. And like you said, we are veterans that are in this space and see where it's going. And I think just along with where XRP is in its initial building up right now with DeFi, you're also seeing that on Bitcoin as well, right? So they're seeing a lot more building going out on that space. And that's kind of where we saw that we moved. We have an ordinal that's going to be coming to public launch as well. But it kind of goes to tie in with everything that's going on with AI as well, right? We know that there is a ton of money that's still locked up with Bitcoin that still has yet to be put to better use. And so what Mark, who is the CEO of Satoshi, built through going through his journey with the Bitcoin Startup Lab and doing a lot of market research is finding out that there really isn't a good system for people to be able to put their Bitcoin with an AI agent and remove that emotional construct and become better traders and build their Bitcoin. Ultimately, a lot of things build, like we can use the altcoins, increase those X's of returns, and then go back into Bitcoin and kind of secure that in a more stable, so to speak, crypto. We see everything that's going on with companies adding it to their balance sheets and what that's doing to their stock prices as well. So we know that this is going to be an integral part of that. But the emotional part is the big problem that we have as traders, or investors. Sometimes we get too married to something.
Yeah. Been there.
So, yeah, exactly. Right. You were talking about the locking up period, with staking and stuff like that. That's why I don't really like some of those long lockup periods that you got to commit to, because they can come back and bite you in the rear end. Right. Even some of those unbonding periods, even though we know that we need some of these, unbonding periods to kind of stabilize everything. But when it's locked up like that, it can be frustrating, especially when you see some really good price action movement and you're missing out on it, right? So what Mark has done is partnered with a AI PhD, and now with all these integrative tools that they have with AI, they have now built an AI system to be able to trade Bitcoin for you. And through the back testing that they've been able to achieve through a standard DCA, if you were to take a set amount and just plop it in every single month, back testing it 5 years, it's outperformed a standard DCA by 833%.
Whoa. And so
Yes.
really quickly, let's, people might not understand back testing, because I've just started learning about this. So do you just want to give a quick overview of what back testing is and why it's so important?
Yeah, people do back testing is done a lot to test strategies, right? You want to see, is my strategy a valid strategy before I just go and implement it live and have capital at play, and kind of see, okay, where did the hiccups come from? What do I need to go back in? What data points do I need to maybe tweak or change, or have in this case, the AI, what data points is it drawing from and weighing differently than others in order to make that decision? And there's so many data points that go into actually training an AI efficiently, and to a high degree. That's why he has a PhD in Trong, is the PhD that is training this model, and has done quite well, and based it off some very I think his name is John Steimer, who did some hedge fund trading and had figured out this quant mechanics that go behind it. Now, this product that they're bringing to market, the front end will be handled by BitGo as far as custodial services. So right now, they're in the last parts of integrating BitGo into the AI system, because folks will be able to then have the security to go ahead and connect it to their exchange. It remains self-custody, so you will always retain the possession of your funds. And the idea is, this is not going to be a high frequency trading plan by any means. Okay, it is meant to do. It actually did something like, I want to say 28 trades over the 5-year period, but produced that type of percentage gain.
Got it.
Okay.
Slow and steady.
Slow and steady. You think of it more as a savings account based on Bitcoin. And then when it sells your Bitcoin, it's going to go back into stable coins, and then vice versa. And it will make that decision of when to do that. Right. But you retain self-custody over those funds. And that's what they're working on right now, the final development of that.
So some people are probably listening to you and they're like intrigued. They want to understand this maybe a little bit more. They want to get some documentation. They want to do their due diligence. Where would we point these people to start learning more about what you're doing? And how can, if people start to gather that information, they want to maybe join the community, want to start engaging with you and the other team members, how would people do all that?
We'll share the Telegram link. It's probably the best way. All the documents that we have are already pulled together, and people can get access to those, and we will freely share those with them so they can peruse them on their own. It's got a really sleek user interface to it, very clean. It's got a chat GPT section, so they can actually go in and chat with the chat GPT type interface and do some digging on Bitcoin, because you can actually override the system if you opted to, right? And then and exit a trade or enter a trade if you opted to. But the idea is let that machine do the learning, and you can set your own parameters as far as what your risk tolerance is and stuff like that. So it can be tweaked to each individual person. And as they get exposure to that, they'll start to learn the system. It's not very difficult, to utilize. But Telegram will be the place to go for that information. Right now, we are doing a token raise right now. It's for the BAI token. It will go into pre-sale. There's going to be a very limited pre-sale raise, and that is just for some initial capital for liquidity pools and a couple tier 1, tier 2 listings. And folks that opt to do that can come into the Telegram, get the information that they want, so they make an educated decision. And then if they choose, they can partake in part of that pre-sale. What is significant about that pre-sale is retail will be getting in before the VCs. And they have a VC already lined up with not approximately 20 million at play.
Oh, wow. That's pretty big.
Okay.
What is
And
the
they won't be buying the token. They'll be buying the token at a higher price point than what we are as pre-sale.
What is how does the token work with the bot? Like, what is the connection here? Do you need the token to access the bot? Do you connect?
You won't necessarily need the token to access the bot, but what the token is going to do is it's going to provide some other utility, because there are going to be performance fees and management fees for the platform. Because let's face this, we're looking at reaching a 50 million TVL on the platform. This is for big people. Big pockets. We just have the ability to get in early.
Okay, and what is the price people would be getting into for the pre-sale? Like, what's the TVL?
The TVL, what do you mean now?
Well, so what are they getting? Like, what are they buying the token price at? Like, is it $1 million? Is it 5 million? Is it 10 million? Like, where would they be getting in at it by participating in the pre-sale?
Well, let's see, because I have all the tokenomics are all laid out in a form.
Got it.
So I can share that with you so that they can go back in and look at it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to see if
send me the Telegram where people can go to get more information, and send me any other links. What I can do is, if you're watching now, I'll post it into the chat. Yep. If you're listening if you're listening to the replay of this and this is sounding interesting, I will make sure it's in the description of the live stream, right? And then as we get more information, I'll work to post it on my socials, like on X. That way you can find it in one of those places.
Yeah. Everything is laid out in the paperwork there, so people can take their time looking at it, see where the token allocation is going, what part is going to be team, how there will be a vesting period for the token as well. The token holders, because there's a performance and a management fee, there'll be some buybacks on the token as well, and that's all laid out in the documentation. And we're looking at them getting a part of those fee allocated back to the token holders, and we want to do that through staking. We'll figure that out, but there's still some final development to be done in that. But we're excited because this is going to kick off the start of actual bringing on a few retail people before it goes into some big money hands. The company that's already committed to putting in 20 million is a company called Global Emerging Markets. I don't know if you've heard of them, out of New York. Yeah, it's GEMNY is their site, and they do a lot of these initial launches with companies to invest in them from a VC level. Yeah.
Well, let me just go ahead and pull this on up, my man. So is this Global Emerging Markets?
Yep. Exactly.
Well, that's pretty. Whoa, they got a fancy website.
So just to kind of give you guys an indication, the tier 1, tier 2 listings, they're going to look at organic volume, and then they're going to come in and they're going to buy additional tokens as the process is going along. So there'll be constant movement of that as well. Plus we have another VC that's looking at another $20 million allocation into the project as well.
Well, that's pretty good.
We have some really good relationships that I can share with you in that documentation with partnerships along this as well. Obviously, with BitGo doing the front end, we're partnering with them to handle that front end security. Because there's going to be so much TVL locked up on the platform, and the access, the security aspect becomes one of the most important things. You don't want to end up like an Odin.fun or another, project out there that's been hacked 3 or 4 times. That doesn't instill security or confidence from investors at all. So that becomes the most important thing, is to make sure that everything on the front end is hooking to the platform and working as it should without any vulnerabilities.
Beautiful, man. Are you going to send me this thing right now so I can share it with the people live, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, let me, I can actually,
some people are like, hey, this sounds cool. I want to get more information. Always good to do some due diligence.
Let me pull up the link, because I'll just share the whole folder with you, because that's the way it's designed. All the documentation is in there that we're sharing with any investors that want to come on board.
Okay.
Share, copy link. And do you want me to drop it in your Discord?
Yeah, drop it in the Discord and I can repost it for people here.
There you go. There's a Google Drive link that they have access to. That's got all the documentation in it.
My man. Okay, so guys, I'm posting the link to this in the chat right now. And like I said, if you're listening on a replay, I will put it in the description. I just can't do it when I'm live. So I will work to do that. And so when is all this happening? Like if people are listening to this a week from now, is it too late? Like, what's the time frame here?
No, they're looking to go live Q4. So it's coming up quickly. And it really all depends. There's going to be a cap on the raise at 250K. So once that's full, it's closed. So that's it. Because that's all we're looking for, is a pre-sale raise, just to get things going in the market. And then once we have that going, the rest is going to take care of itself, because once we have the tier 1, tier 2 listings, volume is flowing, the capital comes in from the VC funding, it will continue to drive the growth.
I requested access to view it. So I think when you get that link, people have to request access. So be interested to see kind of the details. Is that the right one?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can.
Can you approve me now and I can go in there and take a look? And also too, while you're looking at that, when you look at like these bigger institutions, most people don't realize they're probably trading against a supercomputer and an AI already. And the future of trading, like you said, taking out your emotions. How many times have you bought something and it's gone down 30 or 40%? You're like, F this, I'm done. I'm never buying this stuff again. You sell it. And then the next day it goes up, 80%. You could have, like taking the emotion out of trading is kind of how people could be successful in trading, right? If you're not the buy and hold forever type, if you kind of want to day trade and things like that, finding technologies that work with your trading style are often going to lead to success, right? And finding the right technologies is going to be very powerful.
I'm going to actually send you a YouTube clip real quick too, Rob, because this has got a quick video in it that shows you the platform.
All right.
I don't know if you're able to pull that and play it inside the stream.
Well, I mean, they're probably gonna, what's it called? Let me just, I won't put any sound on, but I think they will. That's okay.
There's no music to it or anything, but you can play it with no sound.
Here,
just to be safe.
All right, here we go. So let's see here. So we got this balance here, Bitcoin balance, USD value, sign in, connect to Satoshi.
So you'd be able to very easily register an account, create it, attach it to your exchange, whichever one you choose. There's the ChatGPT interface that you can interact with, ask questions about Bitcoin, see what sentiment is like, yada, yada.
That's cool.
And as you can see, the design is very clean.
It's exciting where technology is going, making things a whole lot easier through AI.
Well, I mean, you look at even what's happening with inside the virtuals ecosystem with agentic training with AI agents, and now how it's going so cross chain. Everything is more cross-chain focused, but this is probably the only one that I've come across, and I'm pretty tuned into what's going on. That's Bitcoin is concentric, that's just focused on Bitcoin itself. And there's a lot of guys out there, investors, that don't want to really stream too far outside of that. They want to stay focused on accumulating as much Bitcoin as they can. That's why I like to look at it more of like a Bitcoin savings account. You can add as little bit of fiat in there, on ramp it, let it do its thing. Think of it like a savings account once your balance go up.
Oh man, that's really cool. All right.
Yeah.
Is there anything at the end here? No. Okay.
No.
I was just showing the features. All right. Fair enough.
I'll get you the Telegram as well.
Yeah, please. I'd like to be able to share that. What I can do is I'll put it in the description when people want to kind of come back and look for it if we don't have it now.
Yeah, it'll be easier for me to focus on that when we're done here. But
Okay.
yeah, that's with the development of where everything is going with AI, I think we're just going to see a lot more of this type of performing asset class, or product line, start to develop. Obviously, with hedge funds, they want to be able to have the edge. Quant trading has always been their field, and this is kind of like our way now of entering into that realm of getting quant access to these things that we didn't have before. So it's a very, very exciting time to be able to work with people at a high level and start building products that people can use. The everyday people can use too. And that's the beauty of it.
Very important.
Yeah.
Awesome, Vincent.
Yeah.
Well, here, do this. We'll share every information when you guys get closer to launch. Man, you come back and let us know how things are going. I'm really happy for you guys. You're lining up all of these big investors, man. I mean, if any community has worked hard to bring a product to market, I know you guys have done a lot of work on this, man. So you got to be very happy that you're getting close to the final result here.
Yeah, the bear market was brutal. You see a lot of people that just up and left. And even probably over the last several months, a lot of people have left the market too, because it has been brutal. I think those of us with the conviction, we understand where the money is flowing to, what projects are investing and building. I think if you kind of keep your ear to the ground and you find the right content creators like yourself that point out these things, you can stay up to speed, because it's moving so rapidly. It's kind of sad to see people leave the ecosystem because they get caught up in too many shiny things and caught off guard and maybe make some bad investments that end up potentially getting them wrecked and not seeing where the actual building is going on in the direction we're going. So I'm a big XRP fan, but I also love a little bit of Bitcoin to hedge against, because I don't know about you, but I'm really considering not selling some of my majors and just using them for DeFi plays in the long term, just to create passive ongoing income just from the DeFi aspect of it, because that's where the banks are going to go. They're going to accumulate assets and they're going to put them to work with yield generation. So if we understand that, we can set ourselves up too.
You're probably that's probably a very smart strategy. I don't hear enough people talking about, so I'm really glad that you actually said that. There's a lot of people are just looking to check out, but that is a really good strategy too.
I think that might be the worst thing to do, would be to cash out and go back into fiat. If anything, you look at your stablecoin options. Where can you put some of those stable coins that are earning you 8 to 12% even? And if you walk away out of the market and you've got $500,000 to $1 million earning you an average 10% return compounding, you could look to possibly even, replace your salary, or look at it in terms of, hey, now I got this passive income from stable coins from what I made in the market. Now I don't have to worry about paying my mortgage. My mortgage is now paid every month, right? So now that's one financial stress I can take off the plate, while I continue to work my job and learn about where things are going and to make some more investments, right?
Man, What you're saying here, it's music to my ears, man, really. And so when you have all this figured out and you have the master plan for DeFi and everything, you come back and see me. You tell me where I need to do.
I mean, I am actually right now playing with another ecosystem as well. I don't know if you're familiar with Metallica's ecosystem.
I've heard of. People have mentioned it. I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, I've got some stable coins on there that are earning. They were earning 20% earlier this week. Now it's at 16.
Is that XPR?
Yeah, XPR is part of that network. Yeah. But another big ecosystem that's already working with credit unions, BSA compliant. So it's kind of like that, the whole XRP, XPR, same lettering, just moved around, but you don't really hear a whole lot about them because I think they're moving a little bit more in the background, right? So, yeah.
Dude, somebody gave a Metallica little quote there when you said that, like it was pretty good in the chat. I'm just I'm trying to see, man. It's super funny. Someone said,
I'm gonna if I had some hair, I'd beat the drums like Lars, right?
Metallica, from whom the stable coins toll. That was a good one.
I love it.
Oh, SRP is my favorite. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna jump back. I gotta answer some more questions, and I gotta go take my dog for a walk because she's staring at me funny. But listen, thank you so much for coming in and going through what you're working and what you're building on. I know there's gonna be some people in this chat that are interested in finding out more. We're gonna point them your direction. And listen, I wish you all the success in the world, man. I hope you're able to achieve everything that you guys want to and more, man. I've always appreciated you guys welcoming into me into your community, letting me kind of talk about XRP and all the things that I've been interested in over the last few years during the bear market. And I really appreciate you, man. I really do wish you all the world success.
Thank you. Give Luna a hug for me.
I will, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob.
Bye, dude. See ya. Always good to see Vincent, man. That guy just fills me with such good energy, man. I know Oscar Ramos is in the chat, so I just want to say hi to Oscar really quickly. But we did get Michael with a $10 donation, and so I want to just address his question here. Really appreciate it. It says, I think when Ripple becomes a bank, ETFs get approved, Clarity Act passes, and liquidity comes pouring in, the price is going to jump to levels no one expected, and we're not prepared for. Aloha, Michael. Listen, man, I agree with you, brother. I agree with you on every little bit of my body and like my bones and like, but I agree with everything you're saying here. I think people are underestimating how important all of these things are coming together at once. And when you look at the market, we've never had regulation in the United States, which is the biggest financial market in the world. People being able to invest their 401ks and their IRAs into the crypto market, right? That's 40 trillion. Insurance companies, family offices, sovereign wealth funds, you have VCs. There's a wall, trillions of dollars heading to the crypto space. And this is the time now to be a part of that, beating institutions in. And what you're saying here, Michael, just rings beautiful music in my ears, man. Thank you so much for the donation. I really, really do appreciate you, man. Where's Oscar at, man? Everyone's saying hi to him. Where is he? He's probably out for another one of his walks. Dude, OS, okay, you're so funny, dude. That was really good. Am I just not seeing him in the chat? Sensei, love the videos, man. Lonnie, what's up, Lonnie? Always great content. We appreciate you, brother. Lonnie, thank you so much, man. Like the support from you guys is what keeps me sane, I can't tell you how much time and energy goes into like making all of this come together. But hey, we're making it work, I'm gonna miss the live streams when I go on vacation here in 2 weeks. I'm gonna miss you guys a lot, and I hope that I will be missing you when I'm gone. I'm going to try to make some content so that way when I'm gone, you guys have some stuff to watch. And I'm going to be updating content as I'm in Brazil. I'll be researching. I can't put it down, man. I just cannot go and disconnect. There's just so much going on, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But I will be thinking about all you guys. Question is, what is the secret? What is the secret true to happiness? I don't know, man. I'm still trying to figure it out, but being able to create a YouTube channel and getting up every day and making content about what you truly care about and what you truly love, that has been a big secret to my happiness over the last, few years. And connecting with like-minded people and hearing stories and people sharing their love and their support, like that's where it's at, man. It's about community. It's about coming together, something bigger than yourself. And man, just I'm blown away by all the support, you guys. Appreciate you. Starship, love your videos, man. I appreciate you. I really do. Oh, Morgan, thank you so much. Like, that's very kind of you. Thank you, Morgan. We expect some videos from Brazil. Tom, I will not let you down. Trust me. The family's already pre-planning on like where I can record and things like that. I'm not going to be taking my full setup, but I'll have like my laptop and I'll get it handled. I'm bringing my old camera. It's in the corner over there. I'll bring it. At least scenery. I got you guys. Trust me. Like, no, what's funny? Like, I'll share this personal story with you. I've been working with a great company in the background, the company that does a lot of marketing for some pretty big names in crypto, and it's been an incredible partnership so far, and I think we're going to be working on a lot of stuff together. But like some of the things came up with like Litecoin starting to attack the XRP community, and I sent them a message and I said, like, I really don't understand this, because you have 2 to 3 million extremely passionate, loving people that will go to bat and that will protect the XRP, space and Ripple and all of this stuff. Like they will. I don't want to say like they will die, but like they will go to bat for him, and this is a great community. And then I said something like, these are my people, and I said, it was just like when I said, these are my people, like it hit me right there. Like, you guys are my people, and man, I love you all. Like, I really, really do appreciate all you guys. Sensei, you going in there for a wax? No, my wife's brother is getting married. And so he's been with his girlfriend for like 10 years and they're finally tying the knot. And so it is going to be extremely hard for me to leave Luna behind because I can't bring Luna to Brazil. And like, she is like, Luna's my world. And it's going to be really hard to be apart from her. But it's going to be nice to see my wife's family and to just spend some time with them and, just kind of celebrate all the success, right? Because when I first started the channel, when I had like no followers, I had like 100 followers, I was making content. 5 people were watching my content. My wife's brother, Rodrigo, and her dad, Mario, were supporting me. They were watching the content, they were liking it. Her brother helped me kind of set up my old office, and like the support from the family has just been truly incredible. So I'm really going to be excited to go spend some time with them and just to enjoy that, man. Lonnie says, I started this adventure 6 years ago. He said, I paid off all my debt, no bills. He says, I hunt, I fish, I go camping whenever I want because of crypto. Was up to my neck in debt and I began on $140. Damn, Lonnie, that is an incredible story, man. That is so cool, bro. Thank you so much for sharing that, dude. You guys want to see Luna? Here, let me get her. Hold on. I'll get her. Come on. Come on, Bubba. I got you. You want to say hi? Oh, we were sleeping. We were sleeping, Dad. We woke me up. Oh, microphone's in the way, kiddo. We all right? We're a little shy today. We love the good ear rub. Yes. You all right? We'll go get her a snack here in a second. How many little boo-boos do I have? Here. Oh, we'll be done in just a second, okay? Oh, you want to come back? My wife bought me this Labubu. That's my one Labubu. People don't know about my Labubu because you can't really see it, unless I put the camera down. I appreciate you, Michael. Thank you, man. Well, hopefully I'm not giving you never investment advice, but hopefully news and research that allows you to make better decisions. Like that's the goal here. No, not doggy daycare. Never. We're having some friends come in that are going to stay here with her and be with her the whole time. We've got like multiple people saying, "Hey, we'll come watch Luna. We'll be there." Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, Luna doesn't like, my wife always takes pictures of her, and Luna knows it's a camera. She knows, and so she's always like, I'm trying to think, do I have any good photos of Luna the last few days? Oh yeah, remember this one? This is her. This is Luna like, "Dad, it's time to go for a walk." She just puts her head right over, like right there. Oh man. All right, guys, let's do this. I think we've 2.5 hours. Mods are tired. I'm tired. Listen, go have a good weekend. Spend some time with somebody you love. Relax. I'll bring you the news. I got a ton of information coming this weekend. I hope we can spend some time together. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for all the love and support. It means everything to me. I will see you in the next one. All right. Aloha. Peace.